Aliyah Boston today was back playing like a superstar. And if you guys agree, subscribe. We're trying to hit 32.5k by the end of the day. But she looked like a superstar today. She absolutely looked like a superstar. And that is the thing when it comes to Aliyah Boston. If Aliyah Boston, she is, and this is where you're like, the type of superstar that suits playing with other superstars. Like, if she's needed to shoot 3 shots and pass for a whole game, she'll shoot 3 shots and pass for the whole game. If she's needed to play defense and that's her focus, she'll play defense and make that her focus. If she's needed to score 20, she'll get you 20. And it just depends on anything that is needed to win. And she is the leader of this team. Like, whether she's playing well or not, she is the leader on this team. Look, Caitlin Clark is, in the best way possible, a psycho. Like, and I don't mean that as like a bad term. I mean that in like a Kobe Bryant, Michael Jordan type psycho. But like, that is what you need to be one of the greatest of all time. But that often doesn't end up in people being good leaders. It doesn't. Like, Kobe Bryant was not the great, like, everyone talking about like all this like mama stuff. Like, obviously people wanted to emulate Kobe. The mama mentality is the thing. His training practices were insane. But like, when it came to Kobe Bryant, he was like, it was hard. He was hard to play with. Like, people didn't like playing with him. And I'm guessing, like, if Caitlin Clark is the leader, she's hard to play with. But at the same time, Caitlin Clark needs a leader like a Kate Martin, like an Aliyah Boston. They're the same age. She is, like, the maturity and IQ that Aliyah Boston has at 22 years old is frightening. It is absolutely frightening. That's all I can say. Like, today she had 22 points, 24 points and 14 boards on 16 shots. And almost an awful lot of it was just being in the right place, the right time, and finishing. Like, her finishing, I didn't think was the greatest. I want to see if we can get any clips here in the games. But, like, she's there sealing. Like, look at the way she's sealing. Okay, Azare Stevens, I got the advantage. I can take you in the post. Little bit of an offensive foul. Doesn't matter. Book it. Thought I had to sneeze there. And then, like, she hit Kelsey Mitchell with a few backdoor passes in this game. But she's just, like, you're seeing the way she's playing. Like, Caitlin Clark goes and hits her in the paint. She manages to step in front of Azare Stevens before that. It's just her positional sense. She hits Kelsey Mitchell on a backdoor cut as this passer. She does everything. Like, she does absolutely everything. You can see just even this play right here. She's there dribbling across. There are not many centers that can do this. Yeah, there are players like Stewie and stuff that can obviously do this. But you can see her scanning the court. She's looking for that back cut. Not on. Let me go hand off. Let's Kelsey Mitchell get her angle to the basket. And she's in a decent position for an offensive board there. She goes and misses one offensive board there. But, like, coming off these screens, like, you're seeing that, like, if Caitlin Clark's being blitzed, the positions that she gets herself into. Like, behind the back, she's looking straight for an Erica Wheeler. She gets the ball here off the behind the back. Not really a shot she's comfortable with, but she sees that defender. She knows what she wants to do on the floor. And it seems like the game comes slower to her, which is harder to do if you're big. Like, there's a reason why Nikola Jokic is an anomaly. Like, it's hard, like, post players do not tend to pass the ball. They don't tend to drift into positions. And, like, her like, ability to drift into positions, like, into good positions is crazy. Her ceiling is getting really good. Like, her ceiling is exceptional. And I don't mean ceiling as in ceiling. I mean ceiling as in SEL, the way she seals off the ball. It's exceptional. Like, she is a brilliant, brilliant sealer. Which is something that, again, people kind of don't think about in basketball, because people only look at basketball in, like, it's hard to explain, but it's like people don't look at the little things in basketball. And that is why, if you've been asking me, like, if I've been talking about Aliyah Boston, everything I've said is, even though she's not playing well, her presence, she does all the little things well. And then there are going to be games like tonight where Aliyah Boston balls out. Where she balls out. She has her 24 and 14. And there's going to be other games where, statistics-wise, she's not going to look like she has 7 and 8 in the last game. Doesn't look like she had a great game, but she came up huge in that game. I thought I didn't actually think she was great against Chicago, I will say. I think she has struggled against big centers. She has struggled against scoring against Magbagor. She has struggled a little bit against the 6'7" Twin Towers in Kalani Brown and Tiara McCowan in Dallas. But she has just done... She's just... Even when she's not scoring, we saw it against Magbagor the fourth time they played. That she's like, cool, I'm just going to pass. I'm going to have a near triple-double. I'm going to be Jokic. I'm going to have a non-double-double, but I'm going to have a near triple-double. And yeah, it is. It's just, I really like Aliyah Boston as a player. Like, I don't think... It's funny, it's because, like, people will look at the stats and be like, she's only averaging 13.7 and 9, which one is impressive anyway. And people aren't... For people that don't realize how good Aliyah Boston is, you have to just look at how much the team gets worse when Damiris Dantas on the floor instead of her. And not only that, how much worse Caitlin Clark plays. Like, everybody talks about how Caitlin Clark makes everybody better. We cannot stress... Like, I cannot stress enough how much better Aliyah Boston makes Caitlin Clark. Like, just like in college, how much better Monica Sanano made Caitlin Clark. She's just a much better version of Monica Sanano. How much better Hannah Stolke did, because how she played a little bit differently. That's more so like a Temi Fagbenle. Like, you can afford to be two things if you're with Caitlin Clark. You can be this, like, ultra high IQ, really good hands. I know she dropped one, but her hands are pretty good. Good hands, good sealer, good finisher at the basket. Or finishing doesn't need a bit to be worked on. But you can be that type of a center. Or you can be a Temi Fagbenle, dive hard, run hard, like a Hannah Stolke or a Monica Sanano. You can be that type of center to play with Caitlin Clark. Like, Dantas is just so bad when she plays the 5 of Caitlin Clark, because she doesn't know how to play out a short roll. She can only pick and pop, and she picks and pops into a position. The problem is that it's very difficult to hit a pick and popper on a blitz. So you can blitz when Dantas on the floor, and it's basically like Caitlin Clark trying to just throw a Hail Mary pass to anyone. Like, when Dantas rolls, it's okay. When, like, a couple of times she went in a short roll, or when she rolls, like, Caitlin Clark can hit her on the slip for a layup, but she looks to pop almost every time. So unless she's just completely playing off the ball and just waiting, standing there and to shoot, Dantas is just a very, like, the gap between Dantas and Boston for how the team plays is huge. It is huge. So Aliyah Boston, like, yes, this was the Caitlin Clark triple-double day, but you can't forget how well Aliyah Boston played. Also, Lexi Hall coming in, clutch in that game. And Nalissa Smith, like, this is the Nalissa Smith that is going to be needed. 10, 14, 14, 13 in her last games. And it's just the energy. It is the energy. She's shooting over 50% from the field. She's rebounding quite well for the minutes. Like, she didn't have that many rebounds today, but I feel like watching she's been rebounding well. She got a couple of nice blocks today. Still don't like if she turns her body all the time. But she's stepping up. She's really stepping up, and this team is winning. Fair play to all the players on this team.